Shia followers of Ahlul Bayt worldwide celebrate the birth anniversary of Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam. Banner of Imam Ali alayhi salam is lifted in the center of Najaf to mark his honorable birth anniversary. International non-violence organization condemns Peshawar bombings that left over 90 martyrs and 200 wounded. Banned cluster munitions leave thousands killed in Syria, reports say. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching live Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3. Holy shrines in Iraq, Syria and Iran, in addition to mosques, Husseyniyat and Islamic centers around the world, celebrate the honorable birth anniversary of the 9th infallible Imam, Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam. The Imam's honorable birth is on the 10th of the month of Rajab, on the year 195 after Hijrah. On this day, followers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam hold joyful celebrations and ceremonies to offer their congratulations to the master of our time, Imam al-Mahdi, Ajjallah ta'ala farajah al-Sharif, and to the Islamic world. The 10th of the month of Rajab also marks the honorable birth of our master, Ali al-Asghar, the son of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, on the year 60 after Hijrah. The banner of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Ali alayhi salam, was lifted in the middle of the holy city of Najaf as birth anniversary of Imam Ali alayhi salam draws near. A number of public figures and loyal followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam attended the banner lifting ceremony held on Tuesday in holy city of Najaf in preparation for the honorable birth anniversary of Amir al-Mu'mineen, which is on the 13th of the month of Rajab. The General Secretary of the Imam Ali Holy Shrine said in a statement received by Shia Waves agency that today we raise the flag of benevolence and blessing to evoke all the noble and eternal meanings of the great man of Islam alayhi salam. It is worth mentioning that the Supreme Religious Authority Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Husseini Shirazi recommends Muslims to revive this honorable occasion from the 11th until the 14th of Rajab to convey the world this great personality. The international non-violence organization Free Muslim expressed its strong condemnation of the terrorist attack that targeted a mosque in the Pakistani city of Peshawar on Monday, extending heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims and the Pakistani people afflicted by terrorist groups. In a statement received by the Shia Waves agency, the organization said it received with great sorrow the killing and wounding of more than 200 citizens in a double bombing that targeted a mosque near the Pakistani Ministry of Interior. The organization called for the need to tighten security measures to eliminate the sources of global terrorism and punish those who promote, support and carry out terrorist crimes in Pakistan and all countries of the international community. The death toll from the suicide bombing that targeted a mosque in the Shiite city of Peshawar in Pakistan rose to 93 martyrs, while more than 221 wounded, according to a recent statistic announced by local officials in the country. Let us remind our respective views of today's headlines. Shia followers of Ahlul Bayt worldwide celebrate the birth anniversary of Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam. Banner of Amir al-Mu'mineen Imam Ali alayhi salam lifted in the center of Najaf to mark his honorable birth anniversary. International non-violence organization condemns Peshawar bombings that left over 90 martyrs and 200 wounded. Also tonight, 49 children drowned after overloaded boat capsizes in lake in Pakistan. The Syrian Network for Human Rights has documented the killing of at least 1,435 civilians, including 518 children, as a result of banned cluster munitions in Syria. This came in a report published by the network regarding cluster bombs and the remnants used in Syria. Under the cluster munition remnants are an open threat to the lives of future generations in Syria. The network confirmed that cluster bombs were used at least 496 times between July 2012 and January 2023. The report lists the killing of 1,503 civilians, including 394 children and 219 women, As a result of these cluster bomb attacks, noting that no less than 382 civilians, including 124 children and 31 women, were killed as a result of the explosion of submunitions left from previous cluster munition attacks. Cluster bombs can be thrown by planes or mortar shells, where the bomb is opened and many small bombs are released and spread in the place, whereas those small bombs that did not explode were buried under the soil and become like landmines. According to international agreements, the use of cluster munitions, which for years was a threat to the lives of civilians, is against the Geneva Convention and is a violation of human rights. And now we continue with some short news. To offer better services to pilgrims, Holy Najaf witnesses new project in the name of Salman al-Muhammadi construction work is continuing on the project of the companion Salman al-Muhammadi alayhi salam in the area opposite the Rasul Street in Holy Najaf to serve pilgrims to the holy shrine of the Commander of the Faithful alayhi salam. The project manager, Ali al-Hifzi, said in a statement the completion rate reached 15% of the total area of the project, which is 4,500 square meters. Hifzi also added the project includes 8 floors with multiple restrooms for pilgrims, in addition to a basement for health services complexes containing 200 health units for men and women. Saudi forces have reportedly raided houses in the kingdom's Shia majority and oil-rich eastern province and arrested nearly a dozen young men. The Committee for the Defense of Human Rights in the Arabian Peninsula said in a statement that Saudi troops on board armored vehicles stormed residential buildings in Hafar al-Batin, City al-Awamiyya town and al-Hamam village of Qatif region on Monday morning and detained 10 youths. Saudi Arabia has stepped up politically motivated arrests, prosecution and conviction of peaceful dissident writers and human rights campaigners, in particular in the eastern province. The province has also been the scene of peaceful demonstrations since February 2011. Protesters have been demanding reforms, freedom of expression, and the release of political prisoners, and an end to economic and religious discrimination against the region. At least 28 people, including soldiers and civilians, have been killed in 2 attacks by armed assailants in Burkina Faso. A regional governor and the army said in a separate statement. The army said on Monday that a combat unit in Falgutunu, in the north of the country near its border with Niger, came under attack and that 10 soldiers, 2 fighters of the volunteer force and a civilian were killed. The latest killing comes as Burkina Faso and its neighbors in Mali and Niger batter armed groups linked to extremist organizations who have occupied territory in the country's arid and mainly rural north, executing hundreds of villages and displacing nearly 2 million people. The fighters have blockaded towns and villages, worsening a food crisis. 40% of Nigerian children are not officially registered with the government after their birth, due to the cost, time and travel required to do paperwork, according to a recent report. The Sahel state is the fastest growing country in the world in terms of population, as well as its poorest countries. According to the United Nations of Human Development Index, around half of the population of around 25 million is age 15, yet 40% of children are not officially registered after their birth due to the cost and time required to travel to a remote government representative and do the paperwork. Azerbaijan said Tuesday that nearly 300 people were victims of mine explosions since the 2020 peace agreement between Baku and Yerevan ended the 44-day conflict in the Karabakh region. A total of 282 people have been victims of mines in the liberated territories since November 2010 or 2020. 46 of them lost their lives, unfortunately. The number of mine victims continues to increase, the head of the Azerbaijan National Agency for Mine Action, Vuga Suleiman, said in a statement. Relations between the 2 former Soviet republics of Armenia and Azerbaijan have been tense since 1991, when the Armenian military occupied Nagorno-Karabakh region, a territory internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, and 7 adjacent regions. "49 children died when the overloaded boat capsized in northwest Pakistan," police have said after divers spent 3 days dragging bodies from freezing waters. The boys aged between 7 and 14 were all students of a madrasa and had been taken for a day trip to the scenic Tanda Dam. Tanda Dam Lake on Sunday. The water of the dam was freezing due to cold weather and impeded the rescue mission. But today, the divers were able to dive deep to recover the remaining bodies. Khatir Ahmed, a senior official at the Emergency Service Rescue 112, said on Tuesday, drownings are common in Pakistan. When age and overloaded vessels lose their stability and pitch passengers into the water, on the same day, at least 41 people were confirmed dead after their bus crashed into a ravine in southwestern Balochistan province. In July last year, at least 18 women drowned after an overloaded boat carrying about 100 members of the same family capsized during a marriage procession between the two villages. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our dear viewers of today's headlines. Shia followers of Ahl Bayt worldwide celebrate the birth anniversary of Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam. Banner of Imam Ali alayhi salam is lifted in the center of Najaf to mark his honorable birth anniversary. International Non-Violence Organization condemns Peshawar bombings that left over 90 martyrs and 200 wounded. Banned cluster munitions leave thousands killed in Syria, report says. "49 children drowned after an overloaded boat capsizes in lake in Pakistan." You can view the latest news on Shia Waves website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching, and we pray that Allah Almighty to hasten the appearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ولله الأسماء الحسنى